Hi everyone, Vin here from No Nonsense Whisky. Today I am not going to be covering a whisky. Sorry about that, it's going to be normal programming as of Thursday when I'm going to be dropping another normal review. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different in light of some current UK news and worldwide pandemic, that is COVID-19. Now today we've had new information from the government that suggested that in the UK we should avoid unnecessary social interaction. This is not a complete lockdown, and of course if you're in a country that is currently locking down, then please do take this information that I'm going to give today with a bit of a pinch of salt. You will be able to do some of it, but obviously not others. Please keep up to date with the news in your country and in your location. This information will become very out of date very quickly. But today, I have been in contact with a couple of local small businesses to me, and they are really worried about the impact this is going to have on their day-to-day businesses and if they might be able to carry on running at all, especially if we're all inside for the next month or so. These three little businesses, I'm going to drop the links to them in the description below just so you can check them out, and I do implore you go and check them out even if you're not local, if you're worldwide, because social media is a wonderful thing and exposure is worldwide. The two in my local town of Coventry in the United Kingdom is the Big Comfy Bookshop. It's in a very small area in Coventry, very good footfall to be fair, but they are going to have to close events. Events are the big one because the events really make up their bread and butter, and the bookshop, the actual bookshop itself, which also sells coffee and great cakes and things like that, it will be open little bits and bobs, but it might end up having to close. So I implore you to go and check them out, because if you follow them on social media, they're quite fun. There are lots of good things to do, but there'll be links in the description for that. The second one, close to my heart, alcohol, as you all well know, is a little shop in Coventry again called Gonzo. And they concern themselves mostly with beer. They're having to close their Lambic tap house in the back. They are going to carry on selling beers, and they also have a delivery service, which is something I'll touch on in a little bit. And of course, definitely close to the Whisky Bone is my somewhat local whisky club. It's in Birmingham. There's nothing in Coventry really at the moment, but the Whisky Club in Birmingham, they're having to stop all events. In fact, some events that I was planning on hosting myself, they've all been cancelled. And again, they are a great source of income for those businesses. And if especially the Whisky Club is a bar, they're being told that they might not get any people through the doors just to come in and have a drink, which is the current UK government advice. Now that might change. Tomorrow we might be put on lockdown, so we might have to do something else. But today I'm going to present to you a few things that you can do to support local businesses in your area. These are some things that I will do in my business in my area, and one of the things I would like you to do today is to drop in the comment below. It doesn't have to be a link, doesn't have to be anything, just the name of a local business to you that you think that everyone else should go and check out. And as you're scrolling through those comments, I implore you to go and Google the establishments that other people are posting, no matter where they are in the world. Just give them a like on Facebook, and it will really help this little period of time to see everyone through it. Let's get into the list, and we'll start with some free things. So a couple of free things you can do. You don't have to spend any money to support local businesses. The big one is social media. Now, all you have to do is go and find these businesses, these shops. They'll have a Facebook page, they'll have a Twitter, they'll have an Instagram. Just go and like those feeds. You can then like on the posts, you can share the posts, you can comment on the posts, you can retweet, all those things on all the different things you can do. I implore you to do them all right now and try and convince at least a couple of your friends to follow them on social. It really does help their exposure. Although it doesn't earn them any money, you might convince one or two people to go and check them out next time they're in that area. Now, on a similar vein, it's not quite social media, but it will help their exposure, and that's to sign up to their mailing lists and to write them reviews on whatever websites you can think of, Google, TripAdvisor, whatever, even on their own website. The mailing list is important because an email address is often the most lucrative way of getting hold of people. Just go and sign up to your favourite establishments, allow them to send you emails once a month or something like that, and then you might be enticed to go down and check them out a bit more often than you do. Okay, now we're going to move on to some stuff that you can use your good, hard-earned money to support local businesses, especially businesses that you would have gone to anyway if you weren't on lockdown. Now, it's fair enough if you don't go and visit these businesses very often, you might be struggling to think, should I put some money towards these guys? But ask yourself the big question, if huge companies like Flybe, local to me again, a local airline, and Virgin Atlantic and things like that are struggling to pay their bills. Imagine what these small guys are doing. So it might be worth chucking your favourite businesses a tenner or two while you can. Here's a few little ways where you can support your businesses and, maybe not lose that money after all. So something that we can do for the Whisky Club specifically is become a member. Now it's fairly expensive for the year. It's about 60 quid for me, and you can pay extra, you can pay 150, but that comes with a whole heap of benefits that really does come back to you in the long run, especially if you were planning to visit a lot. So your local establishments might have something like that. They might not. But if not, they also might have something like a Patreon, which I know the Big Comfy Book Club does have. So do go and check that out. Maybe drop them $1 or $2 a month. It really costs you nothing in the long run and will help support these local businesses. But you can also get things like GoFundMe, but don't go and set those up without permission from the establishment. Maybe contact the owners of these establishments and see if they're willing to set one up themselves. And then you can help promote their business through that. And maybe people will donate a few quid here and there to help them out. Finally, they might have a PayPal donation button on their website, and if they don't, it might be worth getting in contact with the owners to see if they're willing to put that up to help support their business during this time. Now, some stuff that you can do to pay some money and also get something back in return. A lot of these shops and things like that do a delivery service. Brilliant, you don't even have to leave the house. It might cost you a bit on postage, but this is money that these guys really do need, and you get the products after all. Now's the time to go to your local whiskey place, your local off license, and see if they've got a delivery service instead of hitting places like Amazon in the UK and the big boys, the guys who will get this business all year round. But, it's worth having a look at. You don't need to go to Tesco's to buy your whiskey. Go and check out the local guys and see what they've got. Maybe pay that few quid extra and help out these guys to stay afloat. And last but not least, my favourite of the lot is buy yourself a gift card. This is a great way of giving people money this month and using it something later down the line. You can go and get a gift card. You can keep it in your pocket for a couple of months. When this all blows over, we can then go back. We can spend that money. They've stayed afloat. You get your beer eventually, and everyone wins. So there you go. That's my quick couple of tips to try and keep some businesses afloat during this period of time. I'm sorry I didn't do any whiskey today, but I thought this was going to be a really nice thing to do for these 3 local businesses. And again, please do go and check them out. And like I said earlier, hit the comments below and put your favourite local business in your area in there. You can drop links. You might get put into my spam filter to start with, but I will approve those links once I've checked them out. And I really wish that everybody would go down through my comment section now, check out the things that people are posting, follow those on social media, just give them a little like. You don't have to do anything serious interaction, but I think if we all get together and spread out the love as much as we can see these guys see the other side of this, especially stuff like bars and things like that. They are going to really struggle to stay afloat if they have a month of no business. Hopefully you're all okay with this. I won't do this sort of content very much, and I promise you I'll be back with a whiskey review very soon.